Hey YouTube and fellow Arena players, welcome back. Today we're doing a deck tech on a mono blue devotion OTK deck. And the reason why it's OTK is because you can literally go off in one turn and just beat them with Nyx Lotus, having your devotion in play, and then using either the mill win condition or Dasa condition. So if you have a lot of devotion in play and you cast Dasa, if your deck size is less than your devotion, you win the game. Or you play tutelage and just draw with this, rebalance it, draw, and they're milling 2 cards per each draw, and you win that way as well. So this is what I consider a glass cannon deck. And the reason why I consider it glass cannon is you don't really care what your opponent does. And of course, this is a best of one deck, which makes glass cannon decks more viable. Is you don't care what your opponent does. You're just trying to go off. Like if they tap out and then you just have this in play and then you start going, you can just go off and win the game. So like this deck doesn't really care what your opponent does. Obviously it kind of does. Like they have counter spells. It's like the worst possible matchup you can play is against decks with counter spells, and which is another reason why this is best as a best of one deck and not a best of three deck, because in best of three you're more likely to see a deck with counter spells, especially after sideboard they'll have either mystical dispute or negate or something like that. But best of one, you're most likely to see some kind of like aggro deck or mid-range deck or Gruul or Doom or something like that. And this deck would be really good against those decks just for the fact that you don't care what they do. They can cast creatures, they can attack you. As long as you don't die, you don't really care what you do. Of course, you're running 1/3s and 1/4s or 1/2s, and this could bounce their creatures. So you have ways this could bounce their creatures. So you have ways to combat their aggression. And then you just drop Nyx Lotus, play some of your devotion, and just go off and win the game. So what the deck is supposed to do here is you play Nyx Lotus, and what this card does is whatever your devotion is, you add that much color of that devotion. So you play this has like 4 devotion, 3 devotion. This can copy other artifacts. So what you do is you use this to like copy this guy, or say copy this guy, bounce this guy, or copy this guy, bounce this guy, copy this guy. You can only copy enchantments or artifacts. So you could like it's there to copy Corridor, it's there to copy Arcanist, and that's kind of like really, I mean, you can copy, I guess, other things like you can copy Omen if you want, but I usually don't do that. And you obviously can't copy this because it's a legendary artifact anyways. So if you copy it, one's going to die. But yeah, it's a one of, so you use it to copy this, or you copy this to give you 4 devotion. So you put this in play, and then the following turn, you just start playing devotion. You either play this guy, gives you 4 devotion. You're gonna have 4 lands in play at least. This guy will probably get, say, this. Tap this, it creates 4 mana at least. Play this, untaps this. Then you tap this again. Now you still have this, and now you have this in play. Now it creates 5 devotion. Now you tap this, it creates you 5 mana. You could play, say, Baron, bounce this, return it to your hand. Now you still have 5 mana, or now you have 6 mana. So you can tap this for 6 mana, cast this, untap this. Now you have 12 mana. You use this to copy this. Now you have 24 mana. You could play. So Glasspool Mimic is also here to like copy this. So you play Glasspool Mimic, copy this. Now you have like 36 mana, 40 mana, 80 mana, 90 mana, whatever the case is. You generate so much mana in one turn, then you play. Your devotion is going to start stacking up. You play like a Gadwick to draw a bunch of cards, 15, 20 cards. You play Seagate, draw a bunch of cards. And the Witching Well is here also, so you can play it. It counts. So the Witching Well is good here because it counts as devotion for 1 mana. And then when you start generating lots of mana, you can pay 4 mana just to draw 2 cards. So then you just drop all this devotion stuff down. You play Dasa. Your deck size is less than your devotion. You win the game. Or just play Teferi Tutelage, start drawing cards, and mill them out. And so far we are, I believe, let me see, let me check the stats real quick. In fact, looks like we are 7-2 with the deck. So 7-2 is not bad for a glass cannon best of one kind of fringe deck. your opponent most likely won't know what you're doing, so they don't know how to counter it. And that's another reason why it is good in a best of one, because they won't know how to counter it. Like in matches of best of three, your opponent will see what you're doing and then try game 2 and 3 to counteract what you're doing. But in best of one, they don't know what you're doing in game one. Once you go off, you go off. They can't stop you from going off once you go off. I mean, so they can't have game 2 and 3 prepare. I was like, oh, well, they play this card, so I'll counter this card or something, you know? So that's why it's as good as a best of one deck. But yeah, so we're 7-2 so far. Best of one. We played this deck at the beginning of the reset of Mythic. So we were in Platinum. So save and exit. So we're in Platinum. So that's where all the other, Diamond and Mythic players are right at the beginning of the season. So we're technically playing against the other Mythic players right there. And 7-2 against Mythic players, pretty good for a best of one deck. It's, it's a fringe deck. No one's going to expect it. It does have a lot of rares in it, so it's not a cheap deck to build, but you can edge things out. Like you don't have to play Maria. You do have to play 4 of these. You have to play 3 of these, and you might even play 4 just because it's just that good of a card when you start creating all your devotion. But the rest of the stuff is kind of like you kind of have to play, so it is a little rare intensive, but it's a very good deck. Give it a try. Let me know what you think. There's not really a sideboard guide to this one just because it's the best of one deck, but the way, like I said, the way you play this deck is you kind of don't care what your opponent does. As long as you don't lose, you just keep doing stuff and just ignore their deck. As long as you don't lose, ignore their deck and just go off with your combo. And that's how you win. If they're aggroing you, like I said, drop this, return their creature back to their hand. So now it's an out of body, you return a creature. You can drop a 1/3, you could drop a 1/2. I've even played this for 0 just to have the 3 devotion out there. So that way I can tap this for 3 mana. So you don't always have to use Gadwick to draw cards. You can pay X equals 0 just to get the devotion out. But yeah, give this deck a try. Let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you guys enjoy the video. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I do post videos weekly. Hopefully you guys will enjoy this video. This is more of kind of like, I would say this deck is good for gold, platinum, and maybe diamond. Not necessarily mythic, but gold, platinum, and a little bit of diamond. I think this deck is very solid for those 3 ranks. But yeah, go give it a try and let me know what you guys think. So we're trying to blue versus mono blue artifact deck versus mono red here in best of one. So I took this reason because I have this, so I could cast this and the following turn after that. Why does it keep attacking? Does he have another one in his hand that he just keeps attacking? I mean, I'm fine with trading. Well, I guess the bad part here would be, well, this has 4 devotion, so I don't know if I want to trade that. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 4, 8. I could draw a lot of cards here. Alright, well, setting up for a big turn here, hopefully. Worst case scenario, I can sack this, draw some cards. But hopefully I don't need to do that, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll take the 3. I'm at 17 still. No need to just lose the game. It's legendary. Oh, so he's just going to sack it so he can create some tokens. It's created a lot of tokens, actually. I probably should have sacked that. All right, so we have 4, we have 8. So let's do the, oh, we have 9 because of this. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we could draw 12. Okay, there we go. There we go. So now we cast this. I guess I'll target that. Untap this. Now we generate more mana. Tap that. Sure, we'll discard this. We don't need more of those. Dun, dun, dun. So we're just gonna tap a bunch of stuff, create a bunch of permanents here. Don't need either one of these. I'm looking for more of these right now. This is just the 1 mana effect. So, oops. So we gotta make sure we hold up 2 mana just to be safe. So we can cast another something with 3 mana. Yeah, I think this is fine. All right, so how many cards left in my deck? 17. Oh, good game. So we have 6. So we could do this. Sure. And then cast this for the win. Okay. Game over. Oh man. It says, hello, mastery pass for 3,400 gems. I needed buy every season or once. I tend to buy it every season just because it gives you well worth it, you know what I mean? The Oh, you got the codes, right? You can already get the lands. Yeah, I'll send the picture. You could get the lands. The basic lands are free. And it's the squirrel seeker layer, right? So the cards are worthless. Oh, this. All right, Hector, I'll send you the codes. It's just for basic lands. I'm gonna send all of you guys the codes, but it's just the basic land. So I don't know if I mean, you know what I mean. Like it's still. Oh, okay. Hmm. Who? I don't even know who Bob Ross is. Everybody's all like, "Oh, Bob Ross." Nope, no idea who that is. I know. Um, playing against another rogue deck with Agonize and whatever this stupid counter spell is. Guess I'll take another Owl deck. Is that why everybody's playing rogues in best of one? Like it's just all over the place, it seems, man. Mono green food is a deck to be reckoned with for sure. Yeah, we'll cast another one. That's what those are. I've seen somebody post that before, and I was just, I didn't, yeah, I didn't know what those were. Okay. That makes sense. It's like people are trying to figure out if people are trying to figure out decks, mono red just picks those kind of players off. Beaumont Courier is that's then you're looking at historic. Beaumont Courier is a colorless card. No. So 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, it depends on I get oh yeah. So 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. Guess we're gonna go for 4. See if he has a counter spell. Guess he doesn't. He does not have a counter spell. Ooh. Oh, I can still cast this. Oh, cool. Forgot I had this stupid Nyx Lotus in play. Guess we'll grab Corridor. Yep. All right, Rogue deck, bring it on. Don't have another Extinction. Oh, but they're two different types. Okay. Yeah. What what people since it just came into the arena, what people don't realize with Beaumont Courier is you can hold priority and use multiple of them and keep all the cards. So like for example, let's say two Beaumont Couriers right in play. So the effect is the cost is to discard your hand, and then you grab all the cards underneath Beaumont Courier, and that becomes your hand. So if you attack with both of them, what people think is one of them dies, and then you grab your hand, and then that hand goes to the graveyard, and you use the other effect to grab your hand. But you could hold priority and add both of them to your hand because the cost is discarding your hand. So, like for example, there's 6 cards under one Beaumont and 6 under one Beaumont. What people think is if you let's say you attack and you activate both of them, what people think is at the end of all the effects, you're gonna be stuck with a 6 card hand, and that's not true because if you hold priority, you sack them both, and their effect as a cost is to discard your hand, so you end up with 12 cards instead. It's pretty nutty. It was that's how it was done in standard, and it was stupid nutty. All right, I think my opponent just lost the game. He has 1 mana open. Good game, opponent. I think I want the tutelage here so I could deck him out, I guess. Actually, I want Seagate. What am I saying? Let's draw a bunch of cards. 3, 4, 5, 6. Which deck? Oh, okay. Ooh, let's not mess up here, though. All right, so let's play this. Tap this. Play this. Let's return this. I guess I could have created more mana. Nope. All right, opponent, you are dead. You can give up now. MTG or untap GG, untap.gg. Yeah. 31. There we go. It's true. Keep Dasa. That's game, opponent. Can you concede? I mean, it's a glass cannon deck. Like, that's why I'm playing in a best of one because like it doesn't like there's not too much interaction. People could be playing against you, and once you start doing your stuff, like what did they do? Like, look, he just he tapped out one turn and then lost the game because of it. I I guess we add, what do we want on top actually? We already have, oh, we don't have any draw power. So actually I do have draw power. What am I saying? Yeah, he literally tapped out. I'll take this actually, yeah. He tapped out one turn and lost the game because of it. So let's play this. Actually, hold on, we have to tap this, play this, untap this, play this. Let's return this, and this could return that. No, that's not worth it. Let's just return that. 35 cards, huh? All right, so let's draw. How many cards left in my deck? 28. So if I draw, there's 13. So let's see, 35 minus 3 is 32. So let's draw 30 cards and win the game. No, I'd lose if I draw 30 cards. Never mind. So I'll draw 25 cards. I was like, I have 28 cards left in my deck. I think I lose if I draw. And then we'll play Thassa for the win. Good game, opponent. Yeah, like this deck, people can't interact with it. So like that's why I think it's a best of one deck because they tap out and then you just win the game.